If you're new to the Concentric Home Solution Woodworking channel, I would like to invite you to subscribe, hit the bell notification, and leave a comment. If you're a regular, I'd like to thank you for being a subscriber. In this video, I just want to give a little shop update. To be honest with you, not much work has been taking place in the shop lately. My time has been preoccupied with the CNC machine. And, the whole process really wore on me. I'm going to have a review on that coming up soon. I just went through the training, and I think next week I'm going to try a small project on it or something just to get a feel for it. Other than that, as you know, I had to rearrange the shop, so I'm going to give a little footage on that. Most of it is still in chaos. I have another piece of equipment that's coming in that's going to help solve some of the chaos that the CNC machine created. For example, I'm getting a combination. I spoke about this one time in a video. If I was starting over from the beginning, I made a reference to a combination machine. Well, I actually just purchased that combination machine, and it's coming over from Italy. It's a combination planer joiner with 12-inch capacity. So I'm going to be able to combine those two machines into one footprint. Also, I'm looking into combining my workbench and my MFT and my router table into one entity. And I was considering making a hybrid workbench, but now I'm strongly considering actually getting the dashboard. That's a work in progress. And doing most of my handwork on a bit of modification that I'm going to do on my outfeed table. I haven't worked that out yet. So everything is still in flux. So the goal is basically to gain back the space that I lost with the CNC. I had to modify the table saw. That works out for me because the capacity I have now, I don't need any more than that on the table saw. Based on the way I use a table saw, I have a couple of ideas for potential products, and I'm also working on a table saw safety course. Y'all know how I feel about that. So I want to produce a course that could be a resource for newbies, especially, and people who's been in it for a while. Sometimes people, you get into it and you lose respect for the tool. It's definitely something that I'm going to be working on. Testing a couple of products that I'm going to be doing reviews on in a little bit. One of them is a miter gauge for the MFT. So be on the lookout for that. I try to make contact with chip flies in regards to the 12-inch layout square. The gentleman's supposed to call me back. He hasn't called me back yet. If he doesn't call me back by Monday, I'm going to attempt to reach out to him again. As I stated in that video, the square has a hollow in a 12-inch. That doesn't work for me. So for that reason, I can't recommend it. Also the fact that, all the other ones in that same price and cheaper came with a case, and this one now just comes in a cardboard box. I don't know what's going on with that. As I stated in a previous video, I want to bring y'all through the whole process. So at some point, y'all will see how the shop started out and how the shop ended up. That would help to give you ideas and also help you to appreciate my progression. Oh, I can give a little bit of information. Right where I'm standing, that's where the router table is going to be temporarily until I get that situation figured out. My MFT is basically in the same spot, and my workbench is up against basically the same spot underneath the lumber storage rack. In the future, that location is going to be where the combination planer joiner is going to be, and behind of it is going to be a plywood storage rack that I'm going to design and build for that location. The MFT is basically going to be in the same location until whatever I decide, like be a new hybrid table incorporating features of the workbench and the router table, so I could get rid of the router table and the workbench. Or, as I stated, the dashboard, which I intend to incorporate router capabilities into that if I go in that direction. I'm gonna get a dashboard regardless, because I like the idea of the product, especially for on-site, but I'm also heavily considering replacing the MFT with the dashboard for in the shop, cross-cutting. I'm taking very well to learning G-code and the CAM-CAD. CAM-CAD is, this is about the CNC, by the way. The CAM-CAD is not a big transition for me because I have background in CAD. I have an associate degree in architectural drafting. And a lot of stuff is very familiar to me. But it's still a little bit of a learning curve. I will show footage of me cutting the spoiler board. The review for the CAMmaster Stinger 2 is proving very difficult for me. As usual, y'all know my reviews is gonna be honest. You know, sometimes brutally honest I can be, but honest nonetheless. You may not necessarily agree with my reviews, but one thing I hope you can respect is that it's done with honesty and there is no malice intended. And this is the way I look at it. I kind of mentioned this a little bit when I was talking about the track tube. There's a difference between being a fan and a fanboy. In my opinion, fanboys are useless. If you love something, if you care about something, you want to better it. And a lot of the time you have to give tough love. If you praise in someone or something, even when it's doing wrong, you're not helping. Only thing you're doing is enabling bad behavior. Sometimes a company and a product may just be a degree away from so-called perfection or greatness. A degree. And it just needs a slight correction. But if all you're doing is giving praises, they're thinking that they're already there. And there's no motivation to go one more degree. Well, I'm the type of person like to encourage people to go that one more degree. And I always tell people constructive criticism is good. And actually I invite it. Some people criticize out of malice. That I don't agree with. But if you're doing something to better someone or something, that's a good thing. That's better for all of us. Sometimes a company or individual don't even realize that they're doing wrong. But anyway, I'm gonna leave you with a little bit of footage of the current situation in the shop. Talk to you next week. And thanks for watching. Be safe out there and have a good day. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to be notified when new content is dropped on this channel, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and drop a comment down below.